You should have been a podcast, rocking all the Hey everybody, it should have been a podcast. We got John here. We got Paul somewhere in there. What the good thing is we got several of Paul's Second Amendments hanging on the wall,
Yeah.
so that's just as important.
That's the best of Paul.
We quickly talked. If you want us to talk about it, you tell us in the chat room. We already talked earlier about Trump's rally. It was a Trump rally. It went like Trump rallies.
with no enthusiasm, but yeah.
Yeah, he's there. They've got I can't even remember what feed I had on, but they've got him looking all like super pale and greasy. You know, just doing everything they can to make him look like he's 142. Which that's one thing that I thought was interesting. Whatever. This,
By the way, Sean, I never followed up after that other podcast we did with Edward's friend who said she wanted some every other Friday. What I wanted to ask was, why didn't you tell me that? I had frequent flyer miles for you.
Right?
Now she speaks up. Yeah, okay.
But you have to go to New. Well, of course, I know where New York is. I used to live there, right?
Yeah, there you
go. I haven't heard from him today, so.
Well, he's obviously busy. I mean, the tale is ripe. Let's do it.
Yeah, why not, right? Hey, so we'll catch Paul up. What is your thoughts on? I want to call them the assassin lovers of the Democrat Party. So they love Luigi. They love this mother who used elastic workout bands to unalive her 3 children. They love the kid that shot at Trump. They love the assassin lovers. I'm going to call them.
Well, all I'll say is they're white women with a death wish, and if you look at the polls, and I believe these polls, in Michigan, Syed gets 60% of the white female vote. There they are. They vote like they talk. You want to die? Go ahead and vote for that guy, and then you can go what, knock boots with an assassin.
Well, that's the end result.
Go ahead.
No, that's the end result. I don't know that they actually see it that way. That's where I'm coming from.
Of course they don't.
I think it's one of those things where they believe if I have all of this enthusiasm or empathy, depending on what the story is, right, that they'll see that I was either enthusiastic or empathetic, and I will get a free pass outside of their whatever it is, jihad or whatever the thing is, right? Communism.
Yeah, but what they don't see is
I won't be taxed as one of the rich.
The useful idiots get shot first. Don't they know that?
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think they know that. I don't think they know that. Like, I honestly think with who, I can't remember who it was, a couple weeks ago, who was crying on TV in New York. He goes, I can't believe I was doxxed by Mondani as being one of the rich and being on the list of one of the people that is going to get taxed. He goes, I was nothing, right? He's on TV crying. I've been nothing but supportive about getting Mamdani elected. How could I make the list?
I have the perfect analogy if you want to
Go for it.
call it the Bill Ackman moment. All right. Here I am. I've been contributing 50, 60, 70 million plus to Harvard and other Ivy League schools. I've been subsidizing the woke curriculum, filled with anti-white hatred. And then much to my dismay, I come to find out they think I'm white and they want me dead too. And
No
it
way.
never occurred to Bill Ackman that Jews are white. And this is what you see happening. Oh, Luigi, he's a social justice warrior. Yeah, he despises women of privilege like you. He has nothing but contempt for you. But I'm sure if you want to put out for him, he'll be happy to take it.
Yeah, you follow along with what my train of thought, Paul. I wanted to see what you thought too, right? So it's these people that it's mostly women, but not all. That they're all in for the cause. They probably know what the cause is going to do to people. They just don't believe it will ever affect them.
That's correct, because their thought processes is they're going to be one of the powerful and the elite.
Oh, one of the oligarchs?
Yeah, they're going to be an oligarch. That's that mindset that those people have, that I'm going to go to OnlyFans, or I'm going to go to X, or I'm going to do whatever, and I'm going to get 1 million followers, and yeah, I'm going to put my tits out there, and then I'll be a player.
I'll bet they start a website called Only Sanders Commies.
I have a thought. I have a thought question for you guys. Back when it was clear Trump was going to get the nomination in 2016, you saw the rising tide of what can best be called the Never Trump movement, which is now defined as losers. Okay, I mean we're talking about the Project Lincoln, Bill Kristol, Jonah Goldberg, those clowns, the Karl Rove, the wannabe Republican elite. And what they saw is that if Trump becomes the man here with his presence and his influence, that means we're not going to be nearly as important. So we need to see him defeated. Stay with me. In 2020, the Democrat elite chattering class had the same vision when they realized that Sanders was going to win.
Absolutely.
And so that's when they did the weekend blitzkrieg and pushed everybody else out of the race and gave us the corpse. And then the whole point was career preservation. Here's my question. If they had that to do over again, would they do that? Because I think they've ended up worse off.
Do you think they would or not?
I think they would, and here's why: because they continue to do this. Except for the ones that are just at a point where they know, listen, this is my last couple of years, whether it's Congress 2 years or 6 years, and Senate. Schumer's got 4 years left. Schumer's endorsing straight up Islamic communists. You can't be both at the same time, which is a conundrum we can talk about in a few minutes. I think that the younger party would still, though, because I think the younger party believes they would still be immune to it in the same way we were just talking, that if I'm just supportive and empathetic to their plight, they'll see me as such and they won't harm me.
They don't understand the plight of the communists in red green
No.
alliances anywhere else, who
No.
all
Well,
end up dead at the hand of the Islamists every single time. And
Yeah,
if you want living proof, look at the Islamic Republic of Iran. Right around 1983, there was a huge bloodletting of communists by the Ayatollah Khomeini. He got rid of all of them, even though
Yep.
they're the people who brought him to power.
well, you heard our good friend that we listened to, Tony Katz, mention this. Awesome, right? It's often it's that it's the mutual benefit right now. But
Right.
in the end, if you just keep inviting in the Islamists will go ahead and take out the communists once they've gained power.
Sean, don't limit it to the communists. They'll take out anybody.
Oh,
Right.
I don't disagree, but the ones
Yeah.
supporting it are the
But
communists.
but in the world today, the ones with the money, the influence, the support of the Chinese are the communists.
Yes.
And the Islamists used to have a lot more money until Scott Bessent showed up, but they had some money, but now they don't even have enough money to run a first world terror attack. They just keep getting caught. And I wanted to throw this log on the fire for you gentlemen. It makes my heart beat with pride to see all these JV terrorists get caught, and then to hear that the FBI knew of their activity, because the pattern prior to 2024 was, oh yeah, we had them on a watch list, but we didn't do anything. So counterfeit cash is going to give Cash and Blanche some credit and say, hey, when they're on the list now, we're actually watching and we take action. We don't just let them do it to increase our political power. So that's a big change.
Oh, impressive! And I know you've been one of the harshest critics of Kash Patel. Honestly,
Well, let me just say that as long as Adam Schiff is a free man, I'm going to be a critic of Cash Patel.
Swalwell, thoughts?
Swalwell?
Kash Patel just raided his house and took all of his electronics.
Let me tell you something, boys. You have no idea how smart Kash Patel is. And he has really done a great job. And I'll tell you why I know this, because all of the folks that I've been in contact with at Justice and Homeland and FBI before, where we had these bullshit shenanigans back and forth, we no longer have those because Kash Patel is running shit. And that doesn't get into the media. And I have to say, it doesn't have to. Why do we have to have a news release about, 550,000 airplanes landed today with no problem? It's the same with, you know what I mean? It's the same with Kash. He's a smart guy. He's detail oriented, and he's got a good staff around him that are cleaning up the FBI.
And Paul, I don't question any of that. I just gave him credit, which shows credibility because I've been a critic. But I got to tell you, when you write a book called Government Gangsters and all the gangsters are still running free 2 years after you have the power to arrest them, you're opening yourself up for criticism.
I think can I
100%.
add in there though? One pushback I've always given you, John, was that you had Attorney General Blondie, Fox News Blondie, and you can arrest people, but if the DOJ, your counterpart, and the attorney general's office isn't going to prosecute anybody,
Right.
what's the fucking point? That's no different than a New York City cop going, I'm not going to arrest you for shoplifting because all I'm going to
Correct.
do is take you, book you, and release you.
It does seem that what we have now is a working relationship between the people doing the arrests and people doing the prosecuting, that we have a case on this guy, let's go get him, and then they do it. So the point is, when you have the arrests now, something happens. I would prefer more arrests, but it's way better than it was, and I'm not changing my screen name because I want Schiff in jail.
Yes.
And
Yes, I
and
agree.
maybe Fauci. Yeah. That's the biggest mass murder in the history of Western civilization.
Listen, I still have a legal question there. I've brought this up I don't know how many times in the last 2 years. What prevents Putin from asking to extradite Fauci?
I don't know.
Because it
Say
was
that
trying.
again?
What prevents Vladimir Putin from asking Trump, "Can I extradite Fauci to prosecute him for crimes against humanity?"
I would
That's
love to see it.
totally doable, and it's totally within the guidelines.
And because the pardon doesn't extend outside of the borders of the United
No,
States.
100% right, Sean. Yeah.
And-
Putin is a partner in the world government. Putin would be capable of holding a trial in his system and holding Fauci accountable.
Yes.
Are you saying within
with
the
that,
Russian system?
I know that the West already hates Putin, so why not Putin go, I don't care, like all you white liberal women hate me already, let me go ahead and prosecute dear leader Fauci.
I'm adding that to my nightly prayers. Go ahead, Vlad.
Seriously.
Go ahead, Vlad.
I mean, listen, all he's got to do is call for the extradition and say we're sending a team of 20.
Yeah.
And Trump goes, send the boys.
Yeah.
Going
They
to
pick 'em up, they put 'em on a
going to a
plane.
Russian.
They've got live RT cameras out there recording the whole thing for the world to see as they frog stomp him up the plane steps.
Go into a Russian court and swear out the indictment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And their court system, as we all know, doesn't work quite like ours. So, but it will be televised for the whole world to watch.
Oh yeah.
See,
what a fitting ending for the second term. That would be that would give me a chubby.
And I've been trying to get people on board with calling for Putin to do this because he could. I mean, but you could also do maybe Javier Bolsonaro. Or you could do there's other world leaders that also could do this same thing because the pardon doesn't extend outside of the U.S. borders.
Oh yeah.
Right? Or Miley. You know.
Yeah.
Let's go
No,
to.
you're right. Yeah, I mean, you got. So, for example, you got Hakeem Jeffries, who today said Americans are ready to leave MAGA and vote for Democrats.
You know who believes that? Everyone who watches CNN.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, let me ask you a question. If, as I've predicted, the Iranian regime and war is over in 30 days, is that still true?
Good answer. Good answer. I like it. Bravo.
And so when I've had my favorite Cassandras, Rich Barris and Mark Mitchell going on about the polls, and I'm like, what if the thing that most of Gen Z has an issue with gets resolved and they see the price of oil cut in half in the next 60 days, is it still an issue?
No.
Listen, I think these are people that just bitch. I don't think there's anybody serious that you see on television or on social media that goes, "Hey, I'd really rather let Iran win so that my gas prices are cheaper. That would make me
Yeah.
feel a whole lot better about myself."
Right. But
Gas prices suck. Don't get me wrong; they suck. It's,
I'm not happy with them.
no, nope.
But I asked the lingering question. These prices were higher without a war 4 years ago, and
Yeah.
there wasn't a word about it.
I've also got questions because if we're pulling 15 million barrels a day out of the Strait of Hormuz, why is the oil price so high?
Because speculators watched the Iraq-Iran war, and they know what those folks are capable of doing to their own infrastructure when they realize they're losing. They'll burn the whole place down. We don't even need to do it. And no. But they're playing the possibility of a price spike.
Yeah.
I think
Right now,
JC,
right
you're
now,
exactly right, bro.
obviously John has called the Big Short on the price of oil on this podcast. So any of you that want to ask about it, I can explain to you my reasons.
so what he's saying is buy the dip right now because Iran could make it a whole lot worse.
Well,
What?
I would short the price of oil out 60 days.
What?
I don't know what Iran's going to do. I just know it's a lot harder to do it without any money.
Well, that's part of the problem. We're not going to cover Iran too much, but is Iran doesn't know what Iran's going to do because at this point they're just isolated sects all over the place that and they all hate each other to begin with.
Yeah.
Are they capable of coordinated action at this point?
They're capable of lots of destruction. To your point, yes, they can blow up their oil fields,
but they can't get to the other side of the Strait of Hormuz.
No, they can't. They can't even swim.
Even the wise guy boats can't get there because they can't see it.
It's like, I saw this funny shit today. Apparently, Jill Biden's floating. It's the headline was entertaining. The idea that somebody drugged Joe before the 2024 debate.
Oh yeah,
Really?
It's dead serious, real news headline.
Come
Joe
on,
Biden
bro. That's not real.
I believe somebody may have drugged him.
Another huge injection of estrogen. That's the only explanation.
I read that. I was like, well, I mean, I guess she can get away from saying it because we all thought he was being juiced to make it through the debate. And she's saying, no, he was juiced so he couldn't make it through the debate. So
but how does that explain her post press conference pep rally with Joe? You answered all the questions.
You did so good.
And Trump,
and then immediately saying, I thought he had a stroke. So I went to the stage to hold a press conference to tell Joe how good he did, instead of calling the doctor and saying, get here off the helicopter now.
Yeah, like immediately.
Immediately. I'm not kidding.
Actually would have been the best move she could have made once she saw how it was going.
Oh, absolutely.
Bring in some paramedics.
Oh, he had an episode a couple days later. We resolved it.
Right. Kind of like Hillary on 9/11 back when she
president.
Remember Hillary falling into the van on 9/11?
I do. I absolutely do. No, brutal, right? And she's like, I was dehydrated. Okay. I'll bet you were. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it's rough to stand out there in the sun after the night before you had 12 bottles of wine.
yeah. Chardonnay.
So, look, I only call it because I've seen it before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jill's trying to
really.
float yeah, somebody roofied him. Well, she didn't say that. She said it's possible somebody drugged him.
He's
Sean.
Cali tire rules? Anyone following Cali tire rules? About roughly 70% of the market of tires sold in the rest of the states are going to be banned by 2030 in California.
Yeah.
To give you a 1% increase in fuel mileage on your car. 1%.
that was remember Obama's great fuel saving plan to inflate your tires.
Pump your tires up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that the next thing he tried was the pallets of cash. And obviously Cali's legislature's been on a roll. I mean, they passed the Stop Nick Shirley Act.
They passed the Stop Nick Shirley Act, but so where I'm going with the tires, right, is are they going to do a tire buyback like cash for clunkers? Cash for rubbers?
Yeah. No, that's not going to happen.
No cash for rubbers?
No.
Oh.
Used rubbers?
No,
I
they're
mean, it would
actually going to charge you for the old tires that you turn in for the new tires.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised, Paul, at all. But it would be more fun if they had a cash for used rubbers program, which would totally make sense with Gavin Newsom.
He fiddles while Cali burns.
Oh, he does. Man, listen. In his head, do you think he really believes he's got a shot at the presidency? Do you think he believes he can take out AOC?
I don't see how any of them think that. I honestly don't. I see no path. And I know our Cassandras have been sounding the warning bells, but they haven't encountered someone like this on the national stage. They're polling like the president is Bush or Romney or something, and it's going to be frozen in the headlights. But that isn't how this is. There's something going on all the time. I mean, I actually heard. Well, remember I mentioned Catsimatidis on WABC. He has a show where he's a mover and shaker. He's got a lot of good content, but it's still a little bit Fox centric, if you know what I mean. But he had on someone who's in the services, and I don't want to put anybody on the spot here, but said that the Iranian resistance is almost ready. I mean, days, weeks,
Really?
we're not talking a month until they're given the go signal. And there's been a lot of activity to make sure they have what they need.
Well, I guess
Wow.
to be more direct, because I know the Republicans don't see it, because when I watch all of social media, whether it's watching
No.
YouTube or whatnot, X, I don't follow television news. I can't do it. I can't stomach it at all. But when I look at the pulse of the people, Republicans have no idea what's coming in the Democrat primary. They
Exactly
don't.
right. Yep.
And then the Democrats also, I don't think realize, because as much as the young, especially female, but young male Democrats love AOC, They're
Yeah.
also just excited about all things communism right now, and that's to be expected. But you look at that's where I go. Let me look at the boomer Democrat voter, and then I look at people like even Gretchen Whitmer, Gavin Newsom, Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders. They have zero clue,
No idea.
and I promise you, they have no clue that if AOC enters the primary, she's going to smoke all of them,
Yeah.
smoke them. They won't know
Yeah.
what hit them. Not
No,
going to
they
happen.
don't.
Kamala, oh, everyone's gone. All right, not everyone. I see people go, oh, what about Kamala?
I
What
think
about
I think
Kamala
there's a lot of
AOC?
merit to that.
Well, I see a lot about Kamala AOC. I was like, AOC would not be caught dead with Kamala. Wouldn't be like, why the hell would I run second
Yeah,
fiddle
no
to
way.
that old
Yeah.
broad?
Exactly right.
Angry reports that AOC Harris in 2028 is a
Right back.
no-brainer. I agree with that. I don't think there's a brain between them.
All right, well, listen, Angry. AOC Harris maybe a no-brainer as far as maybe wanting the Republicans to win. Here's the problem. This is why I'm telling you Republicans are not listening either. You get AOC anywhere near the presidency, she's going to bring out the youth vote like en masse, and it will be a massive challenge for even a awesome like a Rubio or a Vance to overcome. No? Disagree? Agree?
I honestly think that she's too stupid. And I think
I don't
stupidity still
disagree,
matters.
but also let's look at who the voters would be.
Sean, you were laughing earlier today because Darlene Graham didn't know anything about Taiwan. Let me ask you, who else doesn't know anything about Taiwan? All right.
And they're gonna say her voters, right? Say, well, who cares? It's Taiwan.
Right. I said,
this is what I'm getting at is they won't care. They're gonna like her vibe check. They're gonna like her TikToks that every morning she gets on, does a TikTok live, and she's putting on her makeup and just talking about things. I really hate this, and I want to fix this. Look, there's millions that watch that live every morning. Millions.
Yeah.
And you say, well, that's not a big deal. I say, well, they outnumber us old fucks. They do.
Absolutely.
I understand what you're saying, but I also want you to watch what happens to that DSA candidate down in Florida.
Well, hold on. Angry's got a good point. People want the big bootied Latina.
Well, yeah, I mean, where's Alex Stein? I mean, I was going to mention earlier when you mentioned discredited influencers, I was going to say, when did Owen Schroyer turn into Kathy Griffin? Yeah.
Right? What's up with the hair too? What's up with the Shirley Temple mop?
What are these guys doing to themselves? I mean, he's like the young Tucker Carlson. I mean, just Owen, take a can of gasoline, pour it over your head, and then strike a match. I mean, that's what you're doing.
Oh my God. So fun. All right. Somebody, Paul, jump in here.
And Sean, just let me say this. I would love to see Rubio or Vance debate AOC.
Oh my God, it would be incredible.
God, yeah.
It would be absolutely incredible. The problem is, and this goes back to my point, everybody who would be a supporter of AOC won't watch the debate.
See it.
They won't.
I would love.
We'd love it. We'd laugh.
We'd
probably live stream it, live commentary during it, right? But that's the problem we got is that the audience who would watch this debate would only be us. It won't be AOC supporters.
That's correct.
You're right.
Yep.
This is pre and post iPhone. I know. But at the same time, I just want to make this analogy. And I don't know, you guys are all pretty much in my age group, except for this guy down here who just popped in because he's the Canadian alpha. Okay. I mean,
Is that a cassette
got
player?
the big following. Yeah.
Oh
look at
shit,
that.
that's a laser disc, isn't it? That's a fucking laser
Oh
disc.
yeah.
Stop
Japanese
it.
invention.
Stop.
Great stuff. Okay, but do any of you, Paul? You have to remember the TV show Hee Haw.
Oh yeah, BR549.
Right. And Buck Owens and those guys are out strumming the guitars in the beginning. I just want you to stay with me here for a second on this.
Okay.
All right. You remember the opening credits, and then the corn stalks parted, and then that donkey showed up.
And
And
the donkey, right?
the eyes started rolling, and then she opened her mouth and was, "Hee-haw, hee-haw." You ask AOC a tough question, that's what you get. She's like the donkey on Hee Haw, and she's got the teeth to match.
Oh my god, dude.
I am just looking at this from its totality. You are correct. Nobody on nobody on TV ALC would see any of it. And if they see it on Facebook or TikTok or the few that are on X, they would just block your account for posting it. We're up against a huge battle if she gets into this.
Let me concede that when you think about the number of young people that could vote that don't, you have a point.
Yeah.
And won't be dissuaded because broken glass AOC voters, because man, I like the big booty Latina. I got to get in there and get me some of that.
Angry Vulcan.
She's got her
the big booty.
She's got her eggs frozen. She's waiting for me. She's gonna get rid of that loser she's got who wouldn't defend her from Alex Stein. Yeah.
All right. At least you see where I'm coming from, even if you disagree.
Oh, I get it.
Oh no!
Anyone who can energize that other half of the electorate is a force.
Well, I'm somebody with really nice teeth. On TikTok, people go for that shit.
Well, her teeth aren't nice. They look like donkey teeth.
Teeth.
Ah, okay. I got you.
She's got a nice smile.
A rack of teeth. I'm reading it now.
Yeah,
okay.
that's
rack. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, though.
Are they?
Yeah, you gotta have more than just that.
Thanks, Angry. That spells it out. All right.
Yes, that's exactly Angry how you spell teeth. Yeah. All right, come on. We got to talk about why won't the WNBA let Inez play?
Who?
Well, there's no rule. There's no rule against it. There's no rule against it.
What do you mean?
Enes Kanter declared that he's eligible for the WNBA draft. Royce White, I believe, out of Minnesota, also former All-Star, has declared
Iowa State, right?
She is eligible for the WNBA draft.
He is.
And Royce does not want to be misgendered.
Hold on, you got to understand where I'm coming from, because
all right.
both of them said, I'm declaring I am a woman and therefore I'm eligible for the WNBA draft. And they went through the whole legal process with lawyers and said, I have no ties to any college. I've completed all my college work. I have no ties to any professional league. I mean, they wrote out the entire thing and said, I am eligible. I am putting myself in for the WNBA draft 2027.
Yeah. Edward and Paul, before we move on in discussing this topic, there's an important point that you guys need to know.
All
Once this movement started from these guys, all right,
Yeah.
the grand poobahs of the WNBA met and said they were going to discuss this and come out with a policy statement. And after 7 days of discussion, they could not define what a woman is.
Yeah.
So they adjourned and did not issue a statement. So they're leaving themselves wide open for a court challenge. And I want it to go to Judge Boasberg. Absolutely. I want to see that case go to Judge Boasberg or to what's her name? Sparkle out there in California. She's a fucking genius too.
You forgot
Well,
the one from
That's what I
Hawaii.
think is so fantastic about this whole thing is these women
Yes.
came up with this great idea and said, hey, you know what? We're sick and tired. We're just tired of this, that all of you claiming all of these things and, it's a women's sports league, but you don't know what a woman is. And so therefore anybody can be a woman. And all this fighting, the super woke and claiming trans rights or something rights. I don't even know the slogan. I don't. Sorry.
Trans rights are human rights. Come on, you got
human
it.
rights. Okay, well, technically they're human. That could be debated too, but that gets into a spiritual issue. But these guys, or these ladies, come out and they're like, "Hey, we just decided we realized we're women." And I know we played in as high level athletes in professional or collegiate sports as men, but that's not our true self. Our true self is a woman, and we're declaring we're eligible for the WNBA draft. And I see Edward going, and I go, but no, there's some genius to this, Edward. There's some real genius to the challenge they are presenting to all of this woke bullshit and to the just WNBA to begin with. And why not challenge the WNBA? Because they've been in on woke the whole time. They haven't been involved in helping girls play sports. They've been involved in helping progressivism move forward.
I like the
there's
comment
no
from
way.
Megan Borkin.
Sorry.
Sophie is the new Sydney Sweeney of the WNBA. I love that. It's true. It's
She's
true.
a sweetheart. Yeah, she's awesome. Paul, what were you going to say?
No. I was just babbling.
Yeah, no. What do you see the genius that Inez and Royce, what they're doing, and they're setting this all up for a lawsuit?
Absolutely.
Because what they ultimately want to do is protect girls and girls' sports. So, which is what they're doing. They're like, we're setting you up so when you don't admit us, we can legally sue you, and therefore you're going to have to change your policies.
And you're going to have to change your policy and your procedures on how you do things.
And of course, somehow or other, the left will engineer this so it goes to Ketanji Brown's emergency docket. Yeah.
Fuck that fucking heifer.
Can you imagine her? She's like, well, I'm not a biologist, but then she'll,
I don't know what a woman is.
Then she'll write 28 pages about how men should not be playing in the WNBA, and you'll be like,
where did that come from?
What?
It's
okay,
painful.
but let me just say one thing. When I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face because Trump is president, it's because we have stuff like this. On a national scale, he has now implemented the Rush Limbaugh doctrine of illustrating absurdity by being absurd. And he doesn't put a stop to any of it. He's just willing to let it play out wherever Republicans would always chicken out and get cold feet, Trump will push through to the end.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing.
Is Darlene Graham part of?
Uh,
Hold on, you just made me think of something. Is it part of Trump's Operation Chaos to get out the vote, even if Ralph wins?
It could be. It could be.
Now that I think
I
of it,
mean,
right? Because voter turnout typically is very low in a midterm.
well, I can tell you that South Carolinians are horrified by his endorsement. So they may come out and put it to him. So it's
Well,
actually
this could be Operation Chaos, where Rush literally said, "Change parties and vote for Hillary."
right to deny Obama and to make them all sweat. Yeah.
Yes. And they were great friends. I mean, Trump and Rush. This could be Operation Chaos. And I maybe just did not realize it until just this moment.
Well, I think that's actual insight, and it makes more sense than anything else I've seen because the coronation makes me sick.
Oh, I know.
Honestly, right? But I mean, she's not a Murkowski, so she doesn't get the seat by divine right.
Is that Lisa Murkowski you're talking about?
Edward, you look distressed.
I don't like her.
Fucked up, JC.
So angry. I agree with you. None of us are a fan of his sister running. It's stupid. But what Sean is saying is that to increase voter turnout, Trump's endorsement can absolutely juice Norman's victory and create better election outcomes.
He's got a very good win percentage of endorsements. So
it's not 100% though, and when he endorses rhinos, it doesn't always work. I mean, look at Cornyn.
But he's still he's over 3/4, I believe. So like over 75. So he's not doing bad.
Well, I just want to say a word about what haunts the Rhino Senate.
Yeah.
I used to type this phrase, the specter of the Orange Man looms over Washington. Okay. Right now, the specter of the general looms over the Rhino Senate. And it will not be business as usual if Ken Paxton gets that seat. And I know you love Kenny as much as I do, Paul.
100%.
I do too.
Yeah. I mean, the Bushes tried to impeach the son of a bitch.
Yeah, they
and
will.
He's just too tough. And Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita tried to hardwire Trump's endorsement and insist that Paxton get out. And Paxton stands up in the political move of the decade and says, "You guys pass the Save America Act and I'll drop out."
Yeah.
Knowing that there's no chance in hell.
There's no chance in hell that he's going to do that.
Do it. No. As you can see, even now in what state was it, Sean? I don't even remember. I saw it as a blurb today. There's some place where they were doing the Save America Act in a state legislature, and so this state, and I apologize for not knowing which one it was, took a ratio of sample signatures and found out that some were invalid and projected it out over 100%. Said, no, the petitions are no good. We're not going to do it. That is the last thing they want is for citizens to vote. The rhinos are disgusting.
Alaska.
I think that's what they're doing.
It was Alaska. Murkowski.
Was it Alaska? Well, that is the home of chicanery, man.
So first they want the SAVE Act. That was what was on the petition. And they want to end ranked choice voting, which Murkowski's like, fuck
so they
that
get rid of both of it, right? Yeah.
Murkowski's like, fuck that shit, because I'd never win.
Right. In fact, it was created to keep her in.
It was created to keep her in.
These are just rhino parlor games, man.
I want to get back. Who is? I can't remember her name now. Back in 2000s, starts with a P. What was her
Oh, you're
name?
talking about Sarah Palin. Oh,
Sarah Palin. Yeah.
there's some juicy rumors
Who was
about.
that Sturgis,
I,
dude?
I just. Was
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, she was at Sturgis. There's also some juicy
I think she
rumors.
was on point. I think she did a great job. I mean, media did her in like they're
There's
doing to
some
Trump.
juice. I look. Don't sue us. These are rumors. All I'm gonna say is rumors. The name Kid Rock and the name Sarah Palin, and
No, I thought she was going with the hockey
Well,
player.
let's put it this way: at least he's better than Corey Lewandowski. So there you go.
Lewandowski. What? I thought Corey was an okay guy.
Well, I mean, listen. Look, people are allowed to do what they're going to do. No, there's nothing that says that they couldn't do that. It's always funny to me, though, that when it comes to a politician, it becomes a big deal, and it's not been a big deal to me for a politician ever since the Senate absolutely said we don't give a shit when it comes to Bill Clinton, and they acquitted and expunged him for the same thing. And when I saw stuff about,
That was Ken Paxton back in those days, wasn't it?
somebody said a couple of days ago or a day ago, they're accusing Trump of banging some,
Oh,
and I was like,
that's Johnny.
and
That's
my
Johnny Jack.
response was, you know what? Clinton was both acquitted and expunged from the same thing. I don't give a fuck who somebody sleeps with. I don't.
No. That was Johnny Jackoff down in Georgia who accused him of that. That's just
Was it?
ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
you know, that's
And by the way, Johnny
Johnny.
Jackoff has a big Achilles heel. I asked Claude, and Claude is Anthropic's AI. For those of you, I'll give him a plug. Isn't John Ossoff Jewish? And the answer is yes, he is. So I think we found Johnny Jackoff's Achilles heel.
Wait,
Interesting.
Jewish by ethnicity or Jewish in practice?
No. His father and is ethnic
Practice.
Jew. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For practicing. That'll be a challenge for him. And
Yes, it will. And that was I'm not sure that was known. I'm not sure that was known. I always wondered because his skin tone looks Middle Eastern, but I wasn't sure.
Angry, I agree with you. Palin got absolutely hosed by John McCain.
Yeah.
Oh, like McCain?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Had it been he's saying Trump, but had it been anybody else, and Trump wasn't ready to run then.
Yeah.
Trump didn't need to run. Trump only ran because of what Obama did to the country. Trump would have never run for president.
Well, I think
we just had regular milquetoast presidents.
No, I think
Bush and Clinton.
He had to run, I think, because what the Republicans put up, you know, against Obama was that dum dum from what's the name of that church there? That what was his name?
Romney.
No,
The guy with the magic underwear. Yeah.
Come on.
That guy. So I think
the guy with the dog on top of his car.
Huh?
The guy with
the magic underwear.
Yeah, so I think when he's seeing that, being the face of the Republican Party, so I think he just threw up and said, "No, enough." And he said, "I'm going to throw my hat in and get rid of these idiots." And so I think that's what happened.
Edward, I've said this a few times. I'll say it one more, and I'm sorry, Sean, because you know what I'm about to say. For 28 straight years, the Republican national ticket had a man on it with the surname of Bush or Dole. 76 to 2004. 28 years. You talk about a
and they
party.
all had ties to the CIA, whether they worked directly for the CIA or worked under the CIA.
Correct.
You talk. I'm going to stay away from that. Anyway, you talk about a party without an imagination. But if you could make things worse than Bush or Dole, what would you do? Well, I'd think about nominating the one guy most likely to send your jobs overseas, and that was Romney. Or maybe the other guy to send your kids overseas. That would be McCain. And if you want to know where Trump came from, it's from 32 straight years of that bullshit.
Yeah, true that.
Well, I mean, I wish Preston Manning had a little more staying power up north.
Yeah, well, we do too, but that
And-
ship sailed
and-
now.
Edward, there were a lot of folks, and this is a sidebar, but there were a lot of folks in Canada that were really pumped up about the truckers thing and all that. And unfortunately, in the rearview mirror, they folded once Trudeau dropped the hammer.
Well,
And
you know,
I did assure them, you guys lit the spark. I said, we're gonna take it now.
we really
I
had no
had
choice, but-
I had no idea the size of the brush fire that was going on in the United States, but I will forever grieve the fact that you guys tapped out.
Well, it's not that we tapped out. We had to. We came to the end of our constitutional rights and freedoms. When they start throwing you in jail and taking your bank accounts away, closing them down, keeping all the money, where do you go? They
Edward,
pretty much showed their hand.
you think they haven't done that to us?
I don't think so. But, what, to close your bank accounts down?
Oh, you're not looking very close. All
Really?
right.
Right, obviously not. If that's going on there, throwing you
Oh,
some
it
money-
absolutely was.
Edward, how about January 6th? Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, yeah, that does. And
Yeah.
two of those guys stayed in the clink a pretty long time too. With the other ones we had up
Two?
here.
Thousands.
What's that?
A couple
Thousands.
thousand.
1,500.
Yeah.
No. Well, then I guess we are in the same boat.
tender mercies of Judge Bossberg, who is now going to liberate the WNBA and allow trannies in. That will be so awesome. I'll never say another bad word about him.
Yeah, I'm gonna cheer the whole thing on. Yeah, Edward, there was
Yeah.
some guys that spend their entire time in solitary for no good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
life savings, they were debanked. They were absolutely throttled, lost their marriages, lost their businesses. They got totally screwed. Same way your
Grandmas,
truckers
regular
did.
guys, regular girls, grandpas.
Yeah. You know what? I followed
Some of
a
them served.
pastor from.
Some of them served over 4 years.
What's
For-
that?
Some of them served over 4 years in
Yeah.
federal prison for simple trespass.
For I
Yeah.
just another thing. This trespass mischief nonsense that they're throwing everything together under this blanket statement of mischief for trespass is ridiculous.
I'm sorry to keep yelling, parading and obstructing a congressional proceeding. And even when the Supreme Court threw that bogus ass charge out, they still didn't let them out.
I
It
know.
required Trump to pardon them.
Yeah. See, and you know what?
It's disgusting.
I
Well,
watched.
Sorry. Whatever happened to you guys up there was minor league compared to what happened to those guys.
I'll give you a chance to yell one more time because there's still Democrat and Republican politicians going around calling it an insurrection.
But it's not.
Like John
and
Cornyn.
we still got two people up here still under three people still under house arrest and having to go back to court. And Helen Cruz, who was protesting against all the child or baby unalivements with the shots and reporting on that, and they stripped her. She went to court last week again. I mean, this is going on for years now. So, and they're still in the court system and still in the house arrest. It's never stopped.
This is the point behind Alberta. That's the fuel to that fire.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what's going
is-
on. And my buddy, that priest up there in Calgary,
Arthur.
Pawlowski,
Yeah,
he's like Pope John Paul II.
might as well be now.
Really is.
I mean, the
No.
guy-
He's
yeah,
awesome.
actually, yeah, he laid it all on the line. A true, I'd say a true Christian because he actually lived out exactly what he believed. And so few churches back then, they all folded like a cheap suit by closing down, taking government money. Not him though. We're staying open because that is our constitutional right, and he stood his ground. And and you know the rest of the story.
I just
In other words,
you guys
my
finish. I just
point
want to
about
get
Canada's
something in quick
stance.
before we lose Paul.
What?
You guys could finish. Well, I've got time, but I just want to get a topic in quick before
Oh,
we leave.
sorry. Yeah, no, I got carried
No,
away.
no, no.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Because,
Sean.
Paul would definitely have expertise in the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. Can we spend a little time talking about flock cameras as a group?
Sure. No,
Yeah.
let's do. Yeah.
So I have no expectation of privacy in public, and I totally acknowledge that.
And
If
it's constitutionally upheld
I,
that you don't have an
if I take a
expectation of
picture of
privacy
you,
in public.
and if I take a picture of you sitting in your cop car, I'm totally allowed to do that. Do I have to
100%.
now? Do I have to pay for the cops to install cameras to take pictures of me? I think now we're going to get into the weeds a little, but now that since it's no longer public, technically, you're fining the citizens to put up cameras. You're literally fining them. You're taxing them
Wait a
to
minute.
put up cameras. I really, Paul, what flock wasn't a thing, but obviously you guys did surveillance, you guys did photography, you guys listened to. Sometimes you got warrants, so sometimes you didn't have to get warrants.
100%.
So
Yeah.
let's kind of dig into what the real issue is here with the Fourth and Fifth Amendment and your right to privacy, and your right not to self-incriminate. And where I'm going with, well, if I'm paying for the cameras to be everywhere, am I not paying to self-incriminate myself?
You
For
are.
a speeding ticket, for a lane change without a turn signal. It's on the camera now, but I paid for it. So am I paying to self-incriminate?
You can't prove you paid for it.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I
you
can prove I
actually
paid
are.
for it by paying taxes, Edward.
No,
But
no.
an NGO could have done that.
That's
No,
100%.
these are taxpayer funded.
All right. You could probably argue otherwise, but maybe you're right.
Paul, what are your thoughts?
No, you're 100% right. That is absolutely how things work. I mean, it is. It's just the way it is. If you do those kind of things, you're going to get a ticket. I mean, it's not like, so Sean, it's not like, let's say you get pulled over for 90 and a 75 on I-20,
Right.
right? So over,
Like 50.
in Texas, and over 15 miles an hour over is criminal offense.
Right.
But what you're talking about here is just not, it's not a criminal offense, what you're talking about.
Right. These would be misdemeanor traffic offenses.
Yeah, it's a traffic offense.
Right. Right. Like I said, no signal to change a lane or maybe roll the stop sign.
Oh, yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah.
Right. But again, so I know a lot of people are going Fourth Amendment. Hear me out on this, John, if you didn't hear me earlier. I think there's also a problem with the Fifth Amendment because my Fifth Amendment gives me the right not to self-incriminate. And if I'm paying for the camera, then I'm paying to self-incriminate for any human infraction I might make, because humans make all kinds of mistakes while driving a motor vehicle. We're imperfect at driving motor vehicles.
I specialize in being imperfect.
Right. Well, I mean, just listen. I'm going to self-incriminate right now. I totally blew a red light today. Here's why. I saw a pedestrian with a dog, and I thought the dog was going to dart. So I moved lanes right to left. And then I looked up and go, oh shit, the light's red. And I was already way too far gone, and I just ran it.
It happens.
Really?
That my human brain was going, protect the dog, and hit everybody in the cars that are
Yeah.
going to be in the middle of the fucking intersection.
Oh my God, dude.
So thank God there was nobody in the intersection in a motor vehicle, but right, the human brain is trying to process these things, and mistakes happen. It could have been a big mistake
And
for
so
me. Thankfully, it
you
wasn't.
could have gotten arrested. You could have
Oh
gotten
yeah.
arrested for that, even though
Well,
you're doing a
to
humanitarian
that,
thing.
I almost guarantee there's a flock camera or several at that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I going to get a citation in the mail?
You may.
Now, what is a flock camera? What does it stand for? Is it an acronym for something?
No, it's not an acronym. A Flock Safety is the name of the company. It's just Flock Safety. It's a company.
Well,
It's like Sears.
my
is the name of the
point
company.
my point about this is that that's I believe that's a very interesting example of what can happen. Okay?
All right.
But my bigger issue with it is this. The abuse of it.
The abuse of it.
He's looking up the stats right now, I think.
Well, when I talk about abuse of it, I'm talking about law enforcement officers taking those cameras and studying them to target individual citizens.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, human beings and human nature is subject to temptation. And if you're upset about your girlfriend or whatever, your brother-in-law or something like that, and you've got access where you can monitor movements to the guy who may be banging your sister-in-law or something like that, you're gonna fucking do it. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear any speeches from law enforcement about their integrity. No, I mean,
I'm not going
and that
against
is
you.
just
I agree.
I
that is
don't think it
not
has to do with
cool.
John. I don't think it has to. I don't want to pick on law enforcement because I used to see people do this stuff with pharmacy databases, and I
Well, yeah.
know my ex-wife watched people do this with the hospital databases.
Yeah. True.
Well,
And
we're certainly
to your point, the human temptation. Oh my God, I could find something out. There's knowledge here.
right.
Yeah, I agree. But again, Paul, real quick, do you see an issue where maybe there's a Fourth or Fifth Amendment violation with these?
Absolutely not, Sean.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely not.
not even Fifth.
No. I think this skirts the Fifth Amendment because there is legal precedence for not having a right to privacy in public areas.
Oh, so the Fourth trumps the Fifth on this.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're looking at it constitutionally and from your law enforcement perspective, I value that. I do.
Okay.
What's your personal thought on it? Do you want a flock camera hanging on a pole outside of the farm?
No, we've got a flock camera about 2 miles away. I've downloaded the flock camera app so I know where they are.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've got one about 2 miles away in town, and it was set up by Exxon. And so,
Really? Excellent.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we need to monitor Paul.
My point is I just don't like law enforcement snooping when there's nothing to snoop.
Right.
That's all.
Well, they can make something up though and back it up with just what you just said.
Well, the point is that human beings are always the same. If there's no crime, why are you looking at those cameras?
Right.
Because you want information, and that's not cool. That's a clear
Yeah.
violation of the Fourth Amendment. So I'm
Yeah.
against widespread use of that. If you've got high crime areas in a certain neighborhood and you need a little assistance, I can tolerate it for a while. But
Yeah, but
overall,
John, we used to, and they still exist, but we used to have just those mobile trailers with the blinking blue lights and the cameras everywhere, and we'd roll those into a neighborhood until everybody got quiet and moved to a different neighborhood.
Right.
And now you're looking at it like, God, I don't know about where you guys live, but where I live, if you drive around, if you know what you're looking for, it's just this solar panel with this black camera pack that looks like
Yep.
a freaking hunting cam, right, or a trail cam. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I have thought that overall the right to privacy is largely dead.
Yeah.
And I think the surveillance state is going to win, but I'm not in favor of it.
So
That was the
yeah,
whole.
I guess. Sorry, Edward.
No.
I was just going to say I think Skynet is actually alive.
Yes, it is.
That was the whole premise of getting rid of lead paint. So even our inside, our castles are still not private anymore.
Oh, I thought you were going to go somewhere totally different with lead paint.
No,
I think.
no.
You're funny, Edward. I know you took it on the chin with the truckers and the Canadians, so I'll forgive that. All right.
Thank you.
Did you see the one last thing I got for you guys on the doom scroll? Michigan State Police.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite guys. Yeah.
They discovered whistleblower to the state police. It says that they automatically register illegals to vote at the DMV.
They what?
Oh, nice.
Huh?
The DMV in Michigan. Like you go get a driver's license, you automatically are registered to vote, even if you're an illegal.
Sounds like New Jersey.
That was New York City. 3 years ago. Remember we joked about taking a ride in New York City, John? $10,000 each for landing, being a landed immigrant, supposedly, and signing up and voting because you could do that.
I know we were joking, but I said, man, just come across to Buffalo and vote for Trump.
Yeah.
What was that in 2024?
Yeah, because it would let you. You didn't have to show ID.
Who's going to stop you?
That was stupid.
Yeah,
I can't believe
right,
ID.
Sean?
Right? Who's going to stop Edward? Edward just shows, hey, I'm here to vote. They're like,
yeah, fuck it.
Can we see your ID? What ID?
Why don't you just come to Minnesota, Edward? All you need to find is a Somali can vouch for your entire family.
Can I set up a Leering Center? You know how much I like Leering?
Leering Center, yeah.
Yeah, I'll start one of those up. And then maybe some hospice or something as far as the medical field goes. I think we can go far with that. It's all Democrat money. No, USAID.
Hey, listen, you got to keep the wheel turning, man. Trust me. And listen, this actually goes into everything now.
I know.
The bureaucracy exists for the bureaucracy. It doesn't exist for the citizen.
And you know what? It's just it's even worse up here. At least I think so. As far as
that's been my point. In case you missed it.
That it is. Yeah, definitely. We're so more socialist and communist / minded, and that's what I want to get away from. And I think that's what Alberta's standing on. So is Saskatchewan.
Those libtard women.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you can't get away from those. I mean, the worst. They are truly the worst. Even just looking at them, you can pretty much pick out who the libtards are just by looking at them.
I'm convinced.
Yeah, it's killing me. And that's why, the U.S. cannot turn and go the same route. Just cannot. Stop turning left and turning left and turning left and hard lefts every time. It's killing me. And we've already done that here.
Edward, the Republicans have to learn this message. They cannot be the party of not yet. For years, if Chuck Schumer would introduce a legislation that says we're going to kill everybody in 5 years, Mitch McConnell would say, outrageous.
Yeah.
We're going to phase it in.
Yep.
We'll phase in death over 10 years. See, we're much better. No, you're not, because you end up in the same place.
True.
Just longer. That's all.
That's what we're asking of Republicans, and they have been weighed and measured and found wanting. But Edward,
That's the same up here.
the specter of the general looms over the Rhino Senate, and that's going to end the senior daycare party.
Oh, wait, Paul, because he's on the ground there. How enthusiastic are people for Tellurico?
Tallarico? They hate him.
Tellurico, yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Everybody in Texas thinks he's an idiot.
But these polls,
Fox News says he's up in the polls by 6 points.
Dude, listen. The polls are skewed.
They're not even real.
They're not even real. They're AI.
Democratic. Yeah.
The last two polls have been AI, and they've been debunked as AI.
Imagine that.
Doesn't have a snowball chance in hell.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's all I would only issue one correction. It's Talafrico. And the funny thing is that he is the darling of the Texas Republican Assembly. He would not exist except for their support of the Bush junta, which is the entire point.
I thought we beat them 10 years ago. Apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not, dude.
They're not going quietly.
Well,
as long as the pig named Karl Rove is still on Fox, they're not completely dead.
That guy, is he still around?
I just want you to think about Edward. I just want you to think about Porky Pig with a whiteboard.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. Just can't, yeah,
or with a necktie. Yeah,
another real winner there. Oh my gosh. Oh, well,
it's Sean Hannity said, the architect. Oh, yeah. The architect of what? Yeah, the 2006 disaster where Pelosi ascended to supreme power for 10 years.
Yep. You know what? I'm disappointed in the Sean Hannity. The whole network just kind of crapped the bed on everything. And you know how I feel about
Turn it off.
Yeah, because it's not true. It's not real. None of it.
Turn it off. You'll never miss it.
No, I'm so done with that. Which is why I'm thankful we have the internet where we can get real news from different organizations or even platforms.
I'm going to start a new meme.
Elon down.
I'm going to start a new meme. Flock cameras are just birds.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was this whole thing going around for years that birds aren't real, right? They're just government surveillance tools.
I never heard of that.
You don't believe that?
Where you find that?
Oh, it's a big conspiracy.
Birds are not real.
Aren't real. They're just government surveillance tools.
Well, what did they do 100 years ago? These birds?
What did birds do?
Yeah, 200 years ago. What did they do then? I mean, did they just create
surveil you?
Fly around for nothing?
They surveilled you since the beginning of history.
They had no way to report in, though. No. Yeah, people are just so. I can't believe how dumb people really are. There's no way.
I'm on to something. There's something about it's going to be a flock bird.
Well, I could have a flock of seagulls, but that was a group. Too late for those.
Oh man, the hair.
I ran so far away, I couldn't get away.
All right, before we get too retarded, let's close this one out, fellas.
All right, very good then. Peace out, brothers. Yeah, see you.
See you, Gunrag.
Later, comrades.